Hi everyone, it's Shannon. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to give you a rundown of the supplies that you're going to need to create this farmhouse style paper roll holder. Alright, so let's start with the Dollar Tree supplies first. I've brought back the bamboo cutting board, so you'll need one of those. I have some dowel rods from the Dollar Tree. You'll need a roll of paper, and I'll talk about this more in a little bit. You'll also need this plastic placemat, which you can see I've already used for another project, and if you missed that one, I will link it down in the description box below so you can check that Dollar Tree barn door out. Yes, that's a really good project to check out. And then for hardware and supplies, I also have some white and light gray chalk paint, a foam paintbrush, oil rubbed bronze spray paint. I have a hammer, needle nose pliers. These are also from the Dollar Tree. They are the hooks that you peel the sticker off the back. And so we need 2 of those. I have a sawtooth picture hanger. I have these in my Amazon store, and I will link that down in the description box below too if you'd like to order these. I really like these because you just hammer them right in. They're super simple. I also have these tacks. You'll need 4 of those, and I believe that is all. So to get started, I'm going to take these little adhesive hooks outside and spray paint them with my oil rubbed bronze spray paint. I decided I wanted to go ahead and paint my dowel rod the same color as the hook, so I'm going to take one of these outside and paint it oil rub bronze too. Alright, so now I am going to work on the cutting board here, and I'm going to give it a coat of the light gray paint first, and then I'm going to dry brush on the white over the top of it, and then I'll give it sort of a whitewashed, aged and weathered look. If you aren't already, you can find me on my social media pages, both on Instagram and Facebook, where you'll get to see behind the scenes and sneak peeks of upcoming tutorials and projects. I'll have those both linked down in the description box below. Alright, so here is a close-up look at it. So I basically gave it a solid color of gray and then went back over it after it had dried with a thin layer of white, and I didn't cover it all the way, so you can see the gray coming through there. That's because I didn't paint there. I just kind of let the brush drag along and then push the paint around a little bit. And then last, what I like to do is do thin streaks of a darker white, so it kind of gives it more texture that way. It gives it more layers of paint and just gives it more of that weathered look. Alright, so I have this flipped over to the back now, and I'm going to add my sawtooth picture hanger, and all you have to do is hold it in the middle where you want it, and then you hammer those ends, and those little teeth go down into the wood, and you have a little picture hanger. Really super easy. All right, so I brought my hooks and my little dowel rod inside. They've dried after we painted them with the spray paint, and these are going to go on the top corners here. And then our little dowel rod is going to sit down in the hooks, and that way we can take this on and off to add paper to it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the hooks to the cutting board. All right, so there's the top contraption ready to go. And now I was going to make 2 strips to go across here so our paper would sit flat, but I think I'm just gonna do one at the bottom. I think this is gonna be close enough to the board that the paper should lay flat anyway. So I'm gonna cut one skinny rectangle out of my placemat here, out of the black, and I'm going to attach it with a brad on each side, and that'll secure it into place. All right, so here's that little strip at the bottom of placemat. I cut mine to 5.5 inches wide by 1/2 inch tall, and I hammered in some brads to secure it down. And I did have to snip the ends of the brads off a little bit with my needle nose pliers, because otherwise they were too thick and would have gone all the way through the cutting board, and I didn't want that. So you just snip the ends off a little bit and then hammer them in that way. And now we're gonna work on the paper, and my idea here was to use craft paper. So when I was at Dollar Tree, I always grab a roll of craft paper. It's always in the same spot. We were walking by quickly and I grabbed a roll out of the box and got to the register and realized it wasn't just plain craft paper, that it was this birthday wrapping paper, unfortunately, and I couldn't turn around and go back, so I am going to make this work. So ideally, if you're going to use this technique, get all craft paper. That would be the right thing to do. So I am actually just gonna fold mine in half and glue it so that both sides will be the craft paper, but you can skip this step if you have, you know, solid craft paper. You could even use white paper. You don't have to do the craft paper, but I thought it would contrast really nicely against the whitewashed. So depending on the finish that you give your board, kind of go off of that to choose the paper that you're going to put on there. So basically I'm going to measure between here, because that's how big the paper, or how wide the paper can be. It needs to be a little bit less than this measurement here. I'm going to cut a long strip, fold it in half, and roll it up, put it on the dowel rod here, slip it on the hooks, and then feed it through the bottom here, and it'll be ready to go. hope that this tutorial inspired you and that you'll take a second to give it a thumbs up for me. You can also hit the share button that's underneath this video and share this with your friends and family and inspire them too. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stick around and join me every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for new DIYs, tutorials, and new inspiration. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.